Prospects, guys. I am going to enjoy this show so much. You know why? I'm in my pajamas. I have no makeup on. My hair is flipped up with my little ponytail. And I have on 4 amazing young ladies from different parts of the world and different communities, but are here to share with me a Future Prospects Free Conversation Day. And that's what it's going to be all about. So I'd like to introduce to you my wonderful students, Bailey, Alina,
hi,
Lindsay, and Olivia. So welcome to Future Prospects, guys. Hi, guys.
thank you.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All righty, hon. Okay. So welcome, sweetheart. Welcome for taking the time. So I know all about you. I know where you're from, but the viewers don't. They just see your beautiful faces on the screen right now. So I'm going to have you introduce yourself, and I'm going to start off with Alina. Alina.
It's Alina.
Elena, honey. So introduce yourself, pretty girl.
Yes, okay. So my name is Alina. I'm 18 years old. I used to live in Barrie, Ontario until September, but I got accepted to the Medical University of Varna, which is in Europe, Bulgaria, and I'm a first-year student here now. And it's a wonderful, nice beach city. And in Europe, you can go to you can go to medical school straight from high school. So I'm here now.
Awesome, honey. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, Miss Bailey, and just to let you know, Bailey is part of my family. So all the way from, I'm not going to say it. Thank you, honey. Bailey, go for it, honey.
Hi, I'm from Utah in the States. I go to Dixie State University in a small town called St. George. I'm 19 and I'm studying business and yeah, just living my best life.
Beautiful, honey. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Miss Lindsay, could you introduce yourself? I know the viewers have seen you before, I've been introduced to you before, but now you're on back again. So go for it, honey.
Hi guys, I'm Lindsay. I'm from Canada. I'm from Alliston, same town as Joy. I am 19 years old. I'm in my second year of university. I go to Western. I'm studying French and sociology, and I'm doing online school right now because of COVID. So that is what my life is like right now.
Awesome, honey. Thank you, sweetheart. And last but not least, Miss Olivia. Olivia, who is not unfamiliar with Future Prospects, could you please introduce yourself?
I'm sure many of the viewers, I guess, have seen me a few times, but just in case, I'm Olivia. I'm 19 years old. I go to the University of Ottawa. I am in an honors bachelor of international studies and modern languages, which is the long way of saying I study politics and 2 languages at the same time. My life is definitely online right now. I think that's obvious, but it's really nice to be back. I guess from sunny Goderich, Ontario today. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. I've been looking forward to this show all weekend since the time that I scheduled it. But I wanted to capture just the comfortable position that we all do at home, within our dorms or home or wherever you are. And this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today. So young people can just listen, feel comfortable, and take from what you're saying and what you're dealing with or gone through, overcome, to apply to their lives. So my first question to you all is, you're all from different parts, except for, you are all from different parts. Some internationally, America, and in Canada here. But COVID still exists. But from your own perspective and what you're dealing with, how has it been being online school? And then we can delve into some more questions. And anybody can jump in, and I'm going to pick somebody right now, which is going to be Bailey. How has it been in America dealing with COVID and dealing with school and everything?
Yeah, so in Utah, everything is pretty much back to normal in a way. Everyone still has to wear a mask, but mostly everything is opened up. So I was online last semester, but this semester they're having us go back in person. but we have to wear our masks still and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just interesting because I don't know, I don't feel like it's not taken very seriously here, and I think it should be. So it's kind of difficult and frustrating to deal with a lot of the time.
Wow, hon. Well, we're going to get into some more, but that's what you're going through. All right, my love. How about yourself, Lindsay? How's it been?
Well, me and you have talked about this, but
Yes.
online school, I definitely am not a fan of it. I'm just going to be like straight about that.
Please.
Yeah, I don't really like online school, and it's been really hard. Like I was like in uni in Canada, you take 5 courses, that's like a full load. And I ended up dropping down to 4 courses just because I was having like too much, like just tough of a time, like just like I felt overwhelmed with school, and I work a part-time job. So I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do 4 this year and maybe take like a summer course just to kind of lighten my plate, because I don't know about you guys, but like I am so much slower to learn online than I am in person, because it's like you're really teaching yourself. So I found it really challenging, really lonely. I miss my friends. I miss going to campus. Like Western has a beautiful campus, so I miss being able to see that. I miss like getting to see professors and just kind of doing like the everyday stuff that we kind of took for granted before COVID. So overall, I'm looking really forward to being able to go back to school like in person, obviously once it's safe, but yeah, I miss it.
I know, honey. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. We'll delve into some more, but we got to keep it going here. Elena, you're going to slap me by the end of the show. I swear to God, you are. All right, sweetheart, go for it.
I completely agree with Lindsay, especially for medical school. We are actually continuing online this semester. And, although that's great and all, protecting everyone and, keeping the measures strict so that COVID cases are down, it's really having an impact on our education as future doctors. And, it's going to be, and it has been pretty hard studying, especially subjects like anatomy and biology online. That is just super hard. And I mean, it's so much easier to do it in person. And, you memorize everything much quicker when you see it than when you're doing it online.
Yeah. Bulgaria. Okay, we're going to get into it, how different parts are dealing with it. I know Bulgaria is dealing with it totally different than it is here in Canada. You can get there a nod, right? All right, honey. Olivia, weigh in there, my love.
I don't know. I found being online, there's some up and downs. I've been online since, I guess, March now. And I know on the last time I was on the show, I kind of talked about a lot of the struggles I faced kind of coming into the pandemic. But I think one of the big things I noted was just how busy I've tried to keep myself. I know Lindsay mentioned dropping down a class. I did that too. I went from 6 to 5 classes. But instead of kind of lightening my load, I kind of picked everything back up. I just started a part-time job. I started tutoring. I have my internship going. So instead of kind of slowing down, I've really taken this time to ramp up and really try to hit home everything I want to do. So that way, when we do come back in person, I can kind of ease into everything again and not have to stress so much about where kind of I've taken liberties. So I don't know, online definitely sucks, but being in a politics degree, it's kind of easier to be online because we don't have to study things like anatomy and we don't have to be in person to learn a lot of this content. So while I do find it hard to teach myself, I don't mind doing it if it means I can keep everybody else safe. And as long as everything can stay online politically, I'm not missing too much, I guess. I don't know.
Thank you, honey. Thank you. When I talk with a lot of young people, and this is something that I really, really want to address with other things, hopefully we can all get it fit in today, but you can always come back, is the mental health part, is dealing with, like what Lindsay says, it's just not her game. It's just not something that she's like, oh, man, I miss going out to campus. I'm missing into meeting my mates, sitting down at a coffee shop, if it be Starbucks or wherever, and just chilling out, taking your laptop, a different environment. How has it been on your mental state? And I want you to share from your heart, because youth need an outlet here. They need to know that they're not alone in this. So anybody can jump in. Anybody.
I can start if you want.
Go for it, please.
Um,
I was gonna pick somebody, but go for it.
I've been really like open with you about this, but it's not like something I've been really open about in my own life with, but COVID has definitely taken a toll on my mental health, with like many people can probably relate to, especially like the first lockdown. Like I just found it was such like a 360. Like one day I was in class, and then the next day, like I was at home and I had friends who had to fly back home who I didn't even get to say goodbye to, and I haven't been able to see them since. And it's just like, it was crazy. And just being at home all the time just kind of sucked. And like, it definitely took a toll on my mental health. Like my anxiety got much worse. I just felt lonely. I'd cry often. And like, I didn't say that just because it's kind of mental health still, as much as we want to say there's no stigma, it still does kind of have a taboo. And I've definitely had to do things to take care of my mental health. Like I go to therapy weekly now. It's virtual, but still it helps. I like talking to my therapist. And like I've had to definitely invest more in self-care. And I don't mean money-wise, I just mean more like time-wise, like actually just taking time to like do whatever, whether it's go for a walk with my dogs, meditate, just watch my favorite show and relax. Just taking time to actually just do things that make me happy, because when you're feeling sad, you're not going to be at your best. And I'm not saying you have to be at your best, but it's just like to be in a place where you can function and where you want to get out of bed and where you want to do stuff, you need to be taking care of yourself. So COVID has definitely taught me that even when we go back to quote unquote normal lifestyle, that self-care is something that we definitely need to prioritize. So.
All right. Well, you know something, Heidi, that's so true. I love you for being so open, because this is what's going to help us be real with ourselves. We got to go to break, but I just want somebody just to share with me really, really quickly. In fact, maybe not, because we got to go. See what I'm saying? We'll be right back, guys. This is so good. Keep watching, okay? Future Prospects. Right back. Welcome back to Future Prospects with my wonderful ladies, Bailey from Utah, Elena from Bulgaria, Lindsay O'Hearn from Alliston, Ontario, and of course, Miss Olivia Rose from Goderich. All right, guys, so we left off with Lindsay. Awesome, honey. I love the way how you spoke from your heart. And that's what young people need to hear. Not like, oh, yeah, it's just great. Oh, COVID's just awesome. Oh, having a blast. Yeah, right. You know? You are, but we need to help them navigate through this. All right. So you can all nod your heads when I'm doing this. All right. It's all, you know, it's so true. But now I want to address Bailey. How has it been with you, hon? Dealing with it mentally, the whole thing of just keeping yourself mentally like stable, like just the world's changing, like, you know?
Yeah. In the beginning, it was really hard for me because I was going to school. And then pretty much in a week, I was back home living with my mom, with my brothers. So that was a big change. And for me, it was just hard because like I left all my friends at university, like same thing. And I couldn't see my friends at home by my mom's either because we're in lockdown. But one of the hardest things for me was my birthday was in April. Mm-hmm. And I planned like this huge thing before March, before COVID happened, but so it didn't happen. Mm. But it was really hard because in my mind, I was like, I need to have a party, like I need to celebrate, you know, but I just had to do something small. But for me, what's really helped is journaling. Mm. I write down what happens in my day and it helps me process my thoughts. So I do that to cope with my days.
You know, we don't talk much. Usually it's through Instagram and we message each other and say, love you, or a little thing, I like this, what you've done. You know what I mean? but the tone of your voice is so calming. It is so calming when I hear you talk. It's just, I'm going to pick up the phone now more, call you more when I'm having a crazy day and say, Bailey, I just need to hear your beautiful voice. But honey, just letting you know, it's just a beautiful tone. But
Thank you.
we're all going to get through this. We are all going to get through this, hon. All right, honey. Elena, share with us, sweetheart, because we've had our talk. We really
Yeah.
have.
So there is actually something that I've been reflecting on and thinking about, what COVID has taught me. And I've been reflecting on it ever since I spoke to you, Joy, a couple of weeks ago. So I thought that, humans are adaptive. We're very flexible and, like with the virtual learning and everything. But of course, we are also very social creatures. We also have to, we have to talk to friends. And before I've been like, okay, I haven't really been talking to a lot of friends, but now I've been, texting people, talking to people, talking to a lot of my colleagues from the medical university. And I've learned just that life is precious and we should be grateful for what we have and spend more time with our loved ones for sure. And every day is a gift from God. And, we should just do our hobbies, I enjoy playing the piano. So that's what I like to do in my downtime and maybe even pick up new hobbies. It's a great opportunity to do that.
Wow, honey. See how this is good? Isn't this good, guys? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. This might be Zoom, but we can relate to each other just by our voices. Yes, Joy, it is. That is good, honey. Thank you, honey. Olivia, go for it, sweetheart.
I feel like everybody else kind of, they have ways that they've coped with this. I actually kind of feel the opposite. I don't actually think I'm nearly as stable as the rest of the ladies here have been. And that's kind of why I've kind of put all this work onto myself. I don't like thinking about it. When the pandemic before it even came to Canada and it was still overseas, we were already talking about it in politics classes. I've been hearing about this since December of 2019. And to hear about it every single day, consistently, to never have any other news source coming to you and all you ever hear is the negative, it's draining and it is so hard. And I don't know how everybody does it. I really, honestly, Joy, don't, because a lot of people have kind of home-like hobbies. My sister loves her music. My brother loves his video games. My mom likes to paint. And while I like all of those things, those aren't my hobbies. My hobbies are very social hobbies. I like model parliament. I like a lot of those things. You can't be around people. And this is the first year they've ever done an online model parliament. And I have to say, while it was very excellently executed, it was one of the worst feelings in the world to be able to see them and not be able to touch them, not being able to shake their hands when you cross the floor, not being able to actually physically be around people. It has absolutely changed everything. I am so excited for this because I miss hugging people. I never realized how much I liked hugging people until this pandemic started, and not being able to see my relatives, not being able to see my little cousins grow up. I feel so drained constantly, and I feel like the only way I've really gotten through this is by burying myself in work. So I piled on the classes, I took on extra jobs, my internship, tutoring. I just took on a new job at the retirement home in Goderich, and I got to see my family for 2 weeks before I kind of just walked out. So I really want to congratulate everybody else. You guys are all doing amazing.
Well, thank you for saying that, but I want to congratulate you. We want to congratulate you, girls, because that took a lot of guts to say. Past guests we've had, Kwasi Abdu-Poku from McMaster, and he says, we got to look in the mirror. We got to stop being ourselves. If COVID has ever taught myself, well, I've always been me, but it's taught me to be more myself and be comfortable in my own skin, as Dean Doria said. the dean here at OCAD University in Toronto. All this is the reason why we have this platform, is for us to teach each other, because it's not about us, it's not about me, it's about we, everybody. If you can share with us anything that you've done, self-reflection, anything that's helped you. Elena's touched on it, but Lindsay, has there ever been through this, and we're still going through this, a self-reflection that you have looked and said, something, but I can do this better. I can do something better for me, but become stronger. Has it made you become stronger in dealing with challenges?
Oh, like 100%. It definitely has, because it's like, it's definitely taught me to be more resilient. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's,
right.
You always hear like, it's like fall down 7 times, get back up 8, right? Like,
right.
Whatever, something like that. So it's just taught me like, you can't let like these little roadblocks in life stop you. And obviously COVID is kind of be a little bit of a long, quite big roadblock, but like, it's taught me that, you know what, even for like every bad thing, there's always something good too. Like, COVID happened and I wasn't able to see my friends and I wasn't able to see my family, but like Olivia, I was able to try lots of new things. I got into tutoring too. I've gotten my new job because of COVID. Like, I've met people that I probably wouldn't meet through other volunteer means, like on virtual volunteer means.
Mm-hmm.
If it was like in person, I don't know if I would join those things because I might be too nervous. But now I'm like, I think it's taught me, like, this kind of sounds bad, but like, life just stopped on like March 13th or 14th. It just dead stopped. So it's taught me to, like, when you have an opportunity or if you want to do something, just do it.
Do it all together.
You might not get it.
That's right. All together. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. Continue. I can say that.
Just do it. But yeah, no, just take all your opportunities and do what you want to do and do what makes you happy, because that's what helps you get through these hard times, is having things that you are looking forward to and having things that you can like lean on when you need it. So
awesome, honey. Oh my God. Bailey was enthused there, and so was Elena. Why were you so excited when she said, when there's opportunities? Why did you relate to that so much? Was there something going through your head? Anybody? Elena? Bailey?
Yeah, I was just thinking of, how much I've always relied on my music and, composing new songs on the piano as a source to just wind down at the end of the day and kind of, just play. And it's always good to have a hobby, something to do during these difficult times.
You got it, honey. You got it. Bailey, what's your outlet, honey? What have you discovered about yourself through this?
I have discovered that it's okay to be alone. Like, it's okay to reflect on your own thoughts and to know yourself and to be okay being around yourself and not surrounded by people.
That's right, honey. You know something? Oh my God, I love this. I really, really love this. COVID, in a way, has kind of turned our whole lives upside down. But now I'm going to ask you a bigger question. Do you believe in hope? I am the older generation, and I'm proud to say that because I'm glad where I've reached in my life. So old age is not a bad thing, guys. Like I said, all young people, pray that you get there. All right? I know it's blunt, but it's true. So old age is nothing wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, with yourselves, future prospects, future generations, do you have concerns about your future? Anybody can jump in. This is your time, guys. Anybody.
I really feel like, especially in a politics degree, there's a lot of uncertainty. Me and my partner are in the same program. We're both going towards very similar degrees. Everything can be done online now. Everything we thought had to be done in person, on the drop of a hat, you can do a Zoom call. You can do almost anything from home, fly around the world and still get a job done. And in a politics degree, that's kind of scary, because instead of having to physically go to the capital or physically go to Toronto, major cities, to get a job, we can sit here at home. But now we have so many more, and it's not even a bad thing that we have so many more competitors, but it's kind of this idea of you have to work even harder on Zoom University to be able to get where you want to be now, because now there are so many more people that at the drop of a hat can be in the exact same place as you at the exact same time with the same skills. So I feel like having hope is so important. I may have sounded a little pessimistic before, but having hope, I think, is the one thing my mom has always said to us is you just have to breathe and you have to weigh out your options. You just have to think and everything will fall into place the exact way it's meant to be. There's no other way it can be other than how it's meant to be, and you just have to keep going for it. That's all.
That's right, honey. I gotta ask you guys this. So well said, Olivia, as always, honey. I'm gonna ask you this because I'm devil's advocate here. I use that word a lot, but that's what it is. You're the future. You're going to school. You're investing in your future. It's not an expense. Let me just re-clarify that. It's an investment into your future to where you need to go. So, do you feel the quality of your education right now being online is the same quality if you were attending physically at university, college? Anybody can jump in. And really quickly, because then we'll have to go to break. You got 1 minute. Alina.
I'll jump in.
Okay, Bailey, go for it.
I took a test. It was Wednesday or something, but the teacher usually has his tests in class and they're closed note, like you have to memorize everything, you have to take the test. But because of COVID, he made it open note, which is nice for me in present day because I feel like I don't have to study as harder, but it's hurting me in the future because I'm not getting the same treatment as I would have if it wasn't COVID.
Wow. And that concerns you a lot too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, honey. We got to go to break. We're going to follow up with Bailey on that because that's a very important question because a lot of students are thinking about this. We'll be right back, guys. Future Prospects. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Future Prospects. There, I had a panic attack. My stopwatch would not start. I was like, no. Anyway, so that was awesome, guys. That was phenomenal. Bailey, you left off, sweetie, sharing that you were online, you were doing a questionnaire, quote me if I'm wrong, and you don't feel that the quality of education right now that you are getting is you feel comfortable with it. Can you just elaborate on that? I want to let you finish that off because we cut into that.
Yeah, so my teachers they're teaching differently because of COVID. Because they know that it's harder to be online and they know that we're not learning the same way as we would in class. So they're making our tests easier, which is nice for me now. Like, I love it, not gonna lie. Like,
right.
I don't have to study as harder, but I know it's probably gonna affect me in the future.
Okay, wow. All right, we're going to delve into that more, but I just want to move it around. Okay, no disrespect to you, Bella, but we're going to work on that question right now, everybody else. But thank you for sharing that. Elena, Bulgaria, you shared with me, my love.
I definitely feel like my education as a medical student has been compromised, especially for hands-on subjects like anatomy, biology, biophysics, chemistry labs. That I would have otherwise done in person. And we would have even gone to the hospital, seen some MRI equipment, some medical equipment, but we don't have this opportunity now because of COVID. But I do think that there is good in every evil, like COVID, and maybe this can lead to something, telemedicine has already started. We've already been experimenting with telemedicine this year with COVID. And I think that is going to be maybe a profession or a specialty that will broaden in the future.
Can you break that down just a little bit for the viewers so they can understand what you just said?
So telemedicine is basically like distance or like online, like an online doctor. So you can consult your family physician or a specialist online.
Okay, so they're physically
develop in the future.
So they're physically online and you're tutoring and learning from them.
No, like if you have a concern, like instead of going to your family doctor, I feel like in the future there's going to be more like you can visit your doctor online, like, through Zoom. And yeah,
Wow, that's true.
help a lot.
Okay, yes, that is. So you see, through COVID in a way, ladies, we're going through a hardship, but when you go through a hardship is when you find out solutions, right? In a sense. So it's like a tipping thing, all right? Who haven't I asked this question to? I know, Lindsay, it's Miss Olivia. Miss Olivia, I have to say that, honey. Sorry, you've earned that name.
No, it's all good. Honestly, I agree with a lot of what's been said. At U Ottawa, things have been, there's some positives and negatives. I know when the pandemic first started, like for me, it was the second semester of my first year. And I was already stressed enough having been in and out of the hospital and in and out of surgeries. So one of the things that U Ottawa implemented was a pass-fail option. So if you came out of your second semester, out of your exams, out of whatever it was, with a grade a lot lower than you had expected, you could cover it up. It wouldn't even exist. It wouldn't affect your GPA anymore. But on the flip side, they started doing that every semester. So now a lot of us have adjusted to the online learning. A lot of the professors are now a lot better equipped with everything they kind of need to know to teach us. But now we still have the option of pass failing grades. So even if we're still getting the grades we want, we can cover up the lowest mark and boost our GPA even higher. On top of that, it's like Bailey said, all of our professors are a lot easier. I have one professor, and every single assignment that I have this year, I can redo as many times as I want until I get 100%.
What?
And I can keep doing it until I get 100%. And I can honestly say I have done that. I have redone assignments, redone homework assignments. The only thing you can't redo are your tests. Like you can't resubmit essays, you can't resubmit tests, but all of your homework assignments, all of your videos, we can just resubmit them until we get 100%, meaning even if I don't fully understand the content, if I know which question I get wrong, I could, if I was less of an academic integrity kind of person, I could go back and just cheat the system. But I've kind of been using it to help myself in a way, like with my language professors, because they do that and I can resubmit the homework. I use it as kind of a tool to reinforce the knowledge. So I keep retrying until I can understand that concept, until I understand that verb tense, that whatever it is. So, on one hand, professors are being more lenient, but on the other, it might be a really great thing for us as long as it's done right. As long as we're not cheating the system and we're actually putting in the work to learn everything, it's a really kind thing with the professors to be more lenient with us. So that way they know that we're still getting where we need to be as students.
So well said, girls. Every single one of you is delivering awesome pearls of wisdom for our viewers. I got to say this before I forget, is that they're learning too, as you said, Olivia, and all of you, they've said, I believe that they're going to come out better when you all stand up and voice. Because if they don't know how you're applying what they are doing, they don't know. That's why it's so important to talk, because it's your future that you're investing in, right? So that's awesome stuff. You're home with your parents. I know with some students, and I won't say one particular, but when they come home, it's like you're on your own, you're doing your own thing. Has it been hard to, anybody living with their parents right now? Who's home with their parents? All right, so Bailey, you're not home with your parents. All right, so you're free. All right. Okay, Olivia. All right, Olivia, you with your parents or?
I am not. I'm actually with my boyfriend's parents.
Oh, okay. So how has it been now for the ones coming from your own spot, your own domain, and all of a sudden have to come back home at home? Did it feel good, or did it feel like I'm losing a little bit of my freedom here? Like I'm back home, like I can't, it's just like adjustment. Can anybody answer that real fast before I ask the next question?
So I'm actually a first year student, so I've never actually had the experience to be anywhere on campus or on residence. So I've always lived with my mom, but she's been a real support to me now, especially with the move to Bulgaria and starting medical school. So I don't feel that way. I just feel like she's been a big support to me.
Awesome, honey. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. Lindsay?
Yeah, for sure. I can speak really quickly about it. So I was living in London, like Ontario from September to December. And then I came home for Christmas, like just before Christmas. And I have been staying here since. And it's definitely been an adjustment. There's plus and minuses. Like I really miss, having my freedom to just kind of, not that I did much anyways, but just doing
Sure.
what I want on my own time. Whereas like when I'm at home, I have to do things that my mom asks me and stuff. But also it's nice because I'm not buying groceries, so that's a plus. But I'm still paying rent in London, so it's just definitely really different. I don't know. It hasn't been bad though. Like I can still
Good.
get my work done and stuff. But yeah, it's just definitely been a change. And I do miss having my freedom a bit. But right now I'm like, I'm not doing anything in London anyways. So
Right.
where I am is not really different. And at least here I'm with my mom and my dogs and stuff and my cat. So it's nice.
Awesome, honey. That's great. Olivia, input, honey, for us the next one.
Yeah, no, I tried to go back in Ottawa in September. I ended up getting locked into a lease. And I ended up getting locked into a lease in March, thinking that I was, or maybe it was April, thinking that I was coming back and thinking the university hadn't posted if they were going to be online yet. They were hinting they were going to be in person. So both me and my partner got places in Ottawa. And in December, I said enough was enough and I came home. I said, Ottawa was in lockdown. And 1 minute we were fully open and the next we were shut down completely. And we were too scared to go on the O train to travel from one part of the city to the next. So I called my parents and I said, please move me home. My parents have always been my biggest support. I love them with everything in me, and coming home was such a blessing. I didn't know how much I missed them. Like I do really love my freedom, and being in Ottawa afforded me that freedom. But coming home, being able to see my brother, my sister, being able to kind of just be around people I'm comfortable with, be in a home that I'm comfortable with, a community that respects COVID. Not that Ottawa didn't, but being at home with the people I care about most and not having to be away from that, I think I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, I'd love to go back in person, but having my family and having my support system, there is nothing better. And I love my parents so much for coming and getting me in December, making a 6-hour drive in December to Ottawa. I will forever respect them for that.
Well, it's a 6-hour drive, honey, of joy getting their gem. So it's all good. I want to ask Elena something as well as Bailey, because you're in Bulgaria. We shared, and I want to bring this to the viewers to let them know how blessed we are in Canada. Even if we're going to wear a mask and lock down up and down, like, hello. Share with you what you're going through, how it's going down in Bulgaria with the respect to COVID, the pandemic.
So right now, unfortunately, Bulgaria has the lowest vaccination rate per capita in the entire European Union. People are just skeptical. They don't want to get vaccinated. I actually just read an article the other day that only 27% of the population in Bulgaria is planning on getting a vaccine. The other part are just very skeptical, or most of them are just outright saying, no, I'm not going to get vaccinated. So that's the situation here. We can't build up herd immunity, which is what happens when a large group of people get vaccinated to protect the more vulnerable groups. But, it's just what's happening here.
Wow, honey. God bless you, girl. God bless you. Bailey, how about in America? Utah.
In Utah, in different places around America, it's completely different. But in Utah, it's the same thing. People are really skeptical about getting the vaccine, and most people wear their mask, but there are definitely people who don't wear a mask or wear it like so that their face is still showing, or they wear a mask even though it's just like a piece of whatever, like they just put whatever on their face. So it's definitely hard, but yeah, they still, at our university, they offer COVID tests. So that's really nice. I'm really grateful for that it's really easy and accessible to get those.
That's good.
Because in America, healthcare is not, it's very hard. You have to get insurance and all that stuff. But yeah, it's the same thing. People are definitely not taking it as serious as it should be.
So you see, for us here in Canada, guys, That's why this is good, because this is where we get to count our blessings every single day. When we think we're up in a mountain, really, we're not doing too bad. And on that note, we're going to come back with these wonderful ladies, and we're going to share with you what they munch on during their studying time and online. We'll be right back, guys. Future Prospects. Welcome back to Future Prospects. I'm going to throw out this computer after the end of the show. Anyway, welcome back, guys. That was phenomenal. Phenomenal. But we're the last segment. But I don't want to forget this, but I want to come back and ask Alina something. But I just want to have the viewers from students, what is it that they eat? What do they eat when they're munching down and they've got to stay up at 3 o'clock at night and they're punching time for a test and they want to punch the professor and don't hit this rudely, guys. Oh, come on, another assignment again. What is your go-to that you love to eat? So I'm going to start with Bailey. So what is your go-to, honey? I know I heard some rattling there. What was that?
My go-to is Oreos, and it has to be the double stuffed Oreos. I gotta have those thick cookies. I definitely don't eat all of this in one sitting, but I do. There has been times where I've eaten like a whole row in one night. So these are my weakness.
Oh my God. So that's your go-to. That's your go-to.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, honey. Okay, Lindsay, what's yours, honey?
Well, today I've already kind of eaten it in like the commercial breaks, but today I have some bread from just like one of the local farmers markets, which bread and like butter or bread and hummus and crackers and hummus, that's definitely my go-to, just because I feel like I always have it laying around, and I really like carbs. I just love bread. So that's what I go to, and I always have like a honey lemon tea. So that is my go-to.
Oh. That's awesome, honey. That's cool. That is really cool. What woman does not love carbs? Like, come on. Like, if it's not pasta or a loaf of bread, like, you know what I mean? Or cookies, right? We love our carbs. All right. So I'm going to go to Olivia. Olivia, what's yours, honey?
Oh, this is a weird one. I know we talked about it a little while ago. I love peanut butter and pickles on toast. I cannot get enough of it. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why, but there is just something about like smooth peanut butter and like the crunchy dill pickle, and it can't be any other pickle but a dill pickle. But I don't have that today, so I'm having some chocolate covered pretzels instead.
Oh, that's all right. That's okay.
Yes. Valentine's gifts are the best.
Nice. Yes, they are, honey. All right, Miss Alina, what's yours, honey, Alina?
So I have a little Bulgarian delicacy here. Looks like this. This says sujuk. That's what it's called. That's what it says here in Bulgarian. And it's actually like meat, dried meat, and it's either beef or game meat. This one in particular is from game meat, and it looks kind of like this. And it's just really good. And I think the reason why I like it so much here is that all the years that I've been in Canada, it's so hard to get. You can only find it in like the tiny European stores in Toronto, and you have to travel like from Barrie to Toronto. You have to travel like almost 100 kilometers just to go to get that. And honestly, it's just because it's everywhere here that I like eating it now. And for my beverage, I have a nice elderflower and raspberry extract. It's concentrated. You just pour in a little water and it's really sweet and nice.
Well, I'm glad you said concentrated, because I'm going to say to myself, what the heck? When does she have time to make all that elderberry or stuff like that? That's students are looking going, I don't have time for that. But as soon as you said concentrated, that put a whole new meaning on it. That was awesome. Awesome. Okay, you shared your drink, but Bailey didn't share her drink. What was the drink that you have? Always kind of a go-to?
Oh, I just like water. It regenerates me. It refreshes me. This is my water bottle. I should probably wash it. I never wash this thing.
That's okay, honey. Who has time? That's okay. It's all good. All right. What's yours there, Olivia? What's your drink? What's your beverage?
I feel like I'm a very classic, student kind of Monster Energy drink. My mom would, if she's watching this, if she watches this, she's going to be so mad that I said that because she has been trying to get me off the caffeine like that for so long, but that is my go-to. There are so many good flavors. Monster Energy drink forever.
Well, that's what you do. Like you go into any coffee shop.
It's how you
They
get
have
the
their
escape
laptop
done at
and they
2
have their
a.m., okay?
That's right. So it's understandable. I'm going to send her a private one of these shows so she can see what you're drinking there, Miss Olivia. But no, that's okay. That's all right. Lindsay, how about you, sweetheart? What do you drink?
Well, I got my honey lemon tea, but just like Bailey, yeah, my go-to is usually water. Like, just easy. And not being at home right now, but when I'm away at school, maybe other students can relate. Pop and stuff is just too expensive. Like, I'm literally just too cheap. So I just drink water, like from the tap. So yeah.
Oh
Me
my.
too.
Oh, well, I love the honesty here because this is what youth can relate to. They can watch and they go, my God, those girls are so down to earth. You know what I mean? How many times do you guys got to do laundry? Like, I don't care if you're not at university now, but how many times do you do laundry a week? Or do you walk in your room and it looks like World War III?
I do it like once a week. Like, I probably, on the weekends, I usually do it.
All right. All right. Anybody?
Usually 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
How many?
2 to 3 times a week.
What? Okay. All right.
Wow.
Lindsay?
So
I
bad.
just do it once a week.
All right. Bailey, once a week? All right. How about Olivia?
Like once every 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah, no, you know what? I do a lot of pajamas. I like to wear my pajamas, especially being on Zoom. The only thing I've actually had to really dress up for is Model Parliament. And all that really meant was putting on a nice shirt, throwing on some makeup for the first time in a year. And that was that. And I put one of my boyfriend's like blazers on and nobody even knew it was his blazer because I'm not standing up in the House of Commons. They can't see. So it was really not a lot of laundry needs to be done.
Oh my God. I've covered a lot. I've really, really covered a lot. And it's an hour show that we have delved in, and the conversations have been around COVID online, right? Let's be honest. And that's what students deal with, right? They're dealing with it 24/7. They're like, oh my Lord. I just want to look at another side. COVID has changed the world. It really has. It's addressed things on, and I got to ask this because there's youth of different races that are watching this that they're dealing with. When you see the Black Lives Matter, and I have to ask this, when you've seen the change and you standing up for change, there's not only Blacks, there's different races in those marches that are standing up. What is your thoughts on it? 1 minute, because I want to try and capture as much as I can before I let you go. Bailey, what's your thoughts, honey?
I think it's really important, and I think it's really cool to see young people stand up for what should be and what is the right thing to do, which is all lives matter, Black lives matter, equality.
Right. I love the way you say, and I'm going to say this, when you say Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. That's beautiful because it is Black lives, but we live in a world. And this is so good. This is really, really good. Awesome, honey. Beautiful. Alina, you are in Bulgaria, but you see what's going down. Like, young people, they're not sitting down anymore.
I think the world is just so interconnected, and people should just realize that, we're all people, we're all human beings. We all have emotions, thoughts, worries, and everyone should be treated equally. So definitely Black Lives Matter and all lives matter, and everyone should be treated with respect and dignity.
Awesome, honey. Woo! Love my girls. All right. Lindsay, go for it, honey.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think when we see Black Lives Matter, March for Our Lives, students standing up for like doing climate strikes, I think it just shows like older generations who might discount us and like not value our opinions that like we're not going anywhere and we are growing up and we're going to be like the people who are running the world one day. So these are things we care about and these are things that matter to us, and we're not just going to get pushed over. We stand up for what we believe in. So I think it shows that, you know what, like what we have to say and what we value, doesn't matter your age, your race, your gender, your sexuality, does not matter, is important, and that we care about one another and we stand for each other's different causes, because that's what we do and it's important.
And you do it every single time. You send me something. Joy, who can I send this to? It's a new thing that I'm doing. Awesome, guys. Oh my God, I love you guys. I wasn't being disrespectful there. The clock went crazy. So I had to try to figure it out. So I'm sorry, I wasn't being rude there. Changing my faces there. All right, great job. Olivia, input, my love.
I think everyone always has something really eloquent to say, and I always really appreciate hearing the other things, but I do think these movements are some of the most salient issues in Canada. And we talk about them a lot in my comparative politics class, how some people deal with issues, how some governments deal with issues compared to other places. I think there was a really good analogy my professor made once. If you have a flock of sheep and the whole flock is doing fine, but there's 100 sheep in this flock, one sheep gets a little out of place. He runs off and he's injured. He gets hurt. Are you going to abandon that one sheep when the whole other rest of the flock is doing fine? No. You're going to go grab your sheep and you're going to go make sure that that sheep gets what it needs. You're going to bring it back up to speed with the herd. You're going to get it the help it needs. You're going to treat its injuries. That is how we need to see these issues in Canada. We need to see the Indigenous movement as something serious like that. We need to see the Black Lives Matter movement as something serious like that. I have a little cousin. She lives in Toronto, and I'd love to see a world where my 15, I think she's turning 16 this week, 16-year-old cousin isn't terrified to walk down the streets of Ontario because she is not white. I would love to see a world where my young cousin gets to feel confident and beautiful in who she is and not feel scared, even though she's living in a Canada that claims to be so accepting and so good. I would love to see that world happen. And that is why I feel so strongly for these movements, even in COVID, where I'm not out physically participating with them. When we can do so, I will be out there standing for her because I want to see a world where my little cousin does not have to feel terrified.
Wow. God help the world when you guys get your degree, diploma, certificate, whatever. You guys are a walking advocacy for change. You are amazing, every single one of you. Real quick, not even a second. What do you love about yourself, Bailey? Because we got to go. Real quick. What do you love about yourself? Real quick.
I love my smile.
Awesome, honey. Awesome. Alina.
I'd say determination and ambition.
Awesome. Lindsay.
My resiliency.
Awesome. Olivia.
My capacity for change and my willingness to speak up no matter what.
And I love it, girl. Guys, do this. Come on. Do. Love you guys. Will you come back? Will you come back?
100%.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do the heart. Do the heart. Do the heart. Love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you back, guys. Mwah. Bye, guys.